Good morning, everybody. This is Dan Nolan, managing broker of EXIT Realty Solutions out of, yes, that's right, Cherville, Indiana. We moved to office just a couple of minutes south of our original location. We have office space that you will not believe. For you brokers who are with Exit Realty Solutions, we have key fobs for you. We have everything you need to make a presentation, meet a client, or even just mingle in the weight room. Yes. So enjoy our new office. We are looking at doing a ribbon cutting ceremony next month. We're making some coordinations and we'd like to make this as big as possible. So it might take a minute or two, but we are working on it. If you don't have the address updated on your websites, I do have the address right there for you. Okay, so how about if we get into this week's news and let's get this thing rolling, shall we? Yesterday, July's CPI report shows that it does look like inflation is ticking up, which is not what we want. Well, not what Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve wants. So they may be looking at the numbers a little bit more carefully. The consensus is 90%, no more rate increases through the end of the year. Let's see how that works out. As people get money and flood the market and cause the inflation to come up, it may cause a change. But for right now, I think they're doing the right thing by just looking at the numbers for now and maybe waiting 2 cycles just so that the last two changes can take traction and gain hold. But I was looking at the numbers because it is important. I mean, the whole thing is a whole big picture. Construction spending did have a decrease coming into the year. It has not been so good going through the year, but lumber prices is up. So do expect your new home sales to probably react the same. Going through the federal numbers on home sales, Indiana is looking like it's just a little bit flat there, right at the end here. And so does Illinois. Looks like the housing market is taking its beating with these interest rates. It hasn't fully seen the whole impact yet. So keep your eye on your market trends, price inflation, and rate increases conflict with each other, and it's making it hard for buyers to want to even get off the sidelines and get involved. Those are the buyers who don't have 3% mortgages. That is, pending home sales going into this month is also tanking. We are looking at probably having the worst year on record or the worst year in 20 years. That's what they're saying. That makes every lead, every meeting, everything more important, which is what we're going to go through today. We want to help you maximize the most out of today's business economy. It's a rough one when it comes to being a buyer. It's a rough one when it comes to being a seller and you're unprepared. So we do want to be able to support who's in front of us because we can. We got the tools. One thing that we do see coming up is the distressed property genre is probably going to get active. It looks like there are activities that are a little bit closer to rumblings than actual news stories. But according to Adam, which is a distressed property aggregator, and a great place to find your foreclosure data, but it does look like foreclosures are increasing. Down here in Hamilton County, last month we had 4. This month we have 5. So, we're up 20%, I guess, if you want to call it that. It's not a lot. The homes that are coming to market, going through foreclosure, 4 out of the 5 were not listed. So it does pay attention. Please pay attention to the distressed market. If you're not educated in short sales or working with real estate owned properties from the banks, now's the time to get involved with getting your certifications, getting your training. Uh, we're actually going to have a foreclosure seminar coming up on September 12th. This is something that's going to be a part of the market. It's something that is overlooked because people get scared. It's about debt, it's about stew, it's about foreclosure. But when you look at it, it's more about I want to protect your equity, I want to protect your future, and I want you to walk away clean knowing you did the very best that you possibly can. Those are the ways that we save the economy. But foreclosures are expected to track up and do expect us to not just hire more short sale and REO brokers, but we would like to train you as well. So if you just keep that in the back of your mind, they're not as scary as you think, and they're actually a little bit more work, but worth it. Especially when it comes to housing now. Any house that comes to market is a house that needs to get right back into the system. Maybe we can help these bankers get their stuff together and get these things from sheriff's sale to market as quickly as possible and start the recovery a little bit more than struggle, because it is struggle. Who wants to sell us 3% mortgage house? Can't believe we did this. The housing forecast for 2023 going forward, I do see some things that you should know. And if you knew, you could prepare. So we're gonna the cliff notes from the housing forecast. We are expecting a decline in total home sales. It's mostly because of rates and payment amounts. And hey, you can't make your payment amount, you don't buy the house. Inflation is expected to gradually simmer. It's going to come down. Right now, we are looking at 6.1 at the end of the year, with rates at 7.3. That's a huge decrease. That should help our buyers get back into their budgets. Home sales are still tracking in the tank. Um, we're probably going to have the worst year since 2012. But we're probably only going to do 4.2 million home sales this year, which is it's off. It's off. And 82% of buyers who are trying to sell their home say they feel locked into their current lower rate, and it may stop them from moving. I can't blame them. It is a dichotomy that this strange turn of events created, and until they understand how that was in one period of life and now this period of life is just completely different. We just got to understand that this is really hard for. I mean, I wouldn't want to give up a 3% mortgage unless I really needed to change area, like neighbors or I don't know, if I had a need to move. Okay, yeah, then I can give it up. But when you're just Jack and Jill consumer, you're just doing life, you're doing your 9 to 5, you come home if you are one of those people, you're not giving that up for nothing. And I've talked to several of my buyers who have several $100,000 in equity in their homes. Even with a lower mortgage, they're not moving. Some of them, however, do regret not refinancing taking money out of the house while it was cheap. Because now that you want to take it out of the house, you're probably looking at 7, 8, 9% after the banks are done with their fees. Yeah, it's difficult. It is not impossible. I do want to put this out there. It's already August, and we have not had an event to contribute to the spirit of Exit charitable program. When we do a standalone honoring event. Um, the tally is made and exit matches dollar for dollar what we raise. So I'd like to have a spirit of exit event by the end of the year so that we can participate every year. It would be a waste to our charities to not make this event happen. And I do want to get some suggestions. If you have a suggestion on who should be our target for the charitable program, I'm interested in creating something that we would create a little mini committee. I'll look at what that looks like later. But we do want to prepare and take advantage of the charitable organization that Exit represents. It's part of what we do. Uh, and one of the things I did see this week, just to entertain, you may have seen it, I don't know, but I saw it all over the place, and it's something worth sharing. Did you know no one can destroy iron, but its own rust can? Likewise, no one can destroy a person, but his own mindset can. So, garbage in, garbage out. Stop putting garbage into your brain. Things do look better. If you want to discuss a couple of shortcuts that keeps you positive all day, you got private time with me. Go ahead, give me a call anytime you want. Give me a call. I don't care. I can tell you a couple of things that keeps the cobwebs off the porch. We'll go like that. And that's all I got for you today. We'll have new announcements, new events coming up. We're looking at the Builders Association, Crossroads, Chamber of Commerce has a couple of things that we're going to be involved with. But if you have something where you have gone to, I don't know, maybe talk to a group of students or teachers or policemen. I mean, if you're out there supporting the Homes for Heroes program, we'd like to know about it. And if you get some pictures, we would like to make sure that it ends up on our social media pages and you get the full credit for what we're doing. We're giving back to our community in our time, effort, and our expertise. So, with that, have a good week, and I will see you next Friday. No troubles in the meantime, please. Thank you.